All right, so this is a tutorial for your website that you can download at eurozone.website, but you can also build this anywhere you want just with WordPress. So we're going to be using WooCommerce for our products, and you can install WooCommerce easily from anywhere. Our blueprints come pre-installed and already set up. I'm just going to show you how to customize it to your business. So the first thing we're going to do is, we already set up these settings in the previous tutorial. What we're going to do is set up your products that are going to be used in your super funnel to get clients and leads. So let's go ahead and click on set up your ORS, and that's going to set up your WooCommerce, which is basically what the ORS is based on. But I also want to show you where you can access that from the menu. So go to shop, click on settings. So you should see this page. This is the page you should be seeing, and I would recommend you click the setup wizard. It's going to take you through a few steps, and you just have to fill in what it asks you, and basically it'll set up your ORS to have all the necessary steps it's going to have. Now, I am going to go through these settings so you know what they mean. The setup wizard is also going to create the checkout page, the cart page, your my account page, and so I recommend you running through this anyways, even if we're going to use just a funnel for this strategy, for this blueprint, and I do recommend you run through the blueprint. This is recommended for everybody. If you have the free hosting, or if you have downloaded the site to your computer. If you're using a paid plan, we have probably already done this for you. So let's go ahead. This is pretty standard stuff. Just put in the address of the legal address of your business. If you don't have one, just put in any address, something. You'll take care of this once you start getting money. I don't want you to lose too much time on this. Do choose these settings because these are important. Who do you want people to sell to? You don't want to be selling to, if you're selling digital, you probably are going to be selling to all countries, so you don't really care. But if you have an e-commerce and maybe you're based in Australia and you only want to sell to Australian people, then you would choose selling location Australia and shipping locations only Australia. So you would ship to all countries you sell to, ship to specific countries only. And you click that and then you choose Australia. To be able to access this, you need to integrate geolocate, and I'm sure there are tutorials on that. I might make a tutorial for you to do that, but that's more on the e-commerce side. This is the e-commerce side, meaning this is also for you. This is for this blueprint that we're teaching is how you can get more leads and clients. But then you're gonna have to set, if you have an e-commerce, you're gonna have to go in and set up the actual e-commerce for the e-commerce experience, meaning cart, checkout, add product to cart, etc. That type of experience. But before being able to do that, you need to, I would recommend to use what we teach here to start up your business without getting lost in a whole bunch of stuff that you're gonna think you need, but you don't actually need. So let's go ahead and you can enable tax rates and calculations, but if you're just starting out and you probably don't even have a business created yet, as I said, you don't need a business to start. I don't want you going to lawyers and stuff like that. I don't know what you have to do to create a real business in your country, but you don't need to do that just starting out. What you have to do is validate your idea first, and that's what this is for. And you validate your idea without spending money first. Once you see people that start buying, then you're like, okay, we've got something here, and then you can go ahead and talk to a lawyer, talk to an accountant, etc. Enable use of coupon codes. I would remove this because this is a distraction. Sometimes when people see this, they will leave your page and do a search for coupons that they could use on your checkout page. So I would disable this. We should have probably done that in the blueprint and the website you just bought. This is important to set. Make sure you set this correctly, then click Save Changes. Let's go ahead to Products and see what happens. Okay, so if you ran this is probably already going to be set. If you haven't, then what you do is you create, it's a little bit harder. You create a page here, and then you add the short code called WooCommerce dash. I think that's it, just WooCommerce. And but you don't have to do that. Just run the wizard, and it'll be already selected for you. Enable Ajax add to cart. Okay, as I said, this is not important for us right now because we're going to be using funnels, but we do have to set some things on our shop so that the funnels work correctly. Remember to update this if you're actually selling a physical product in your funnel. And then if you actually want reviews, enable it and click all these so that the reviews are certified. But these aren't important at the moment because we are just working on funnels. Click on inventory, set the inventory. You want to enable stock management. That's probably because you have a physical e-commerce, then enable it, otherwise don't. And then choose if you want to hide the out of stock items from catalog so that if an item is out of stock, it'll be hidden, no one can buy it. And then, or if it's not hidden, you could see, people will see a message on the product page saying out of stock. But as I said, we're doing funnels. This is only for the e-commerce experience. So download products, go ahead to click download products. Now, okay, so if you're selling digital products, usually you might be giving the buyer a PDF that they can download. So this has to be, if you choose this, they'll have access to the URL and they can share the URL with anybody. So it's either this or this. Make sure that if you're on an Nginx server, choose this. If you're on a normal server, choose forced downloads. Okay. And if you're with us, this is already set up for you. If you use your own hosting, you're going to have to find out if you're on Nginx server or not. Then make sure that the PDF, the downloadable product requires login, if you want to protect it. And then this is basically a small automation where after they have paid, they get access to the downloadable product without you having to process the payment. So maybe you might have to take that out for some reason, but I like to add it so that if they're buying a PDF or if they opted in for a PDF, they get it immediately after a successful confirmation. Then this is for added security to the file name so that they don't understand the file structure of the folder structure of your website. Go ahead and save. I'll talk about shipping in the e-commerce course. If you have an e-commerce, you will have access to it, but for now it's not important. Let's go ahead to the payments, which is the most important part. Here is where you're going to activate the payments. I will be showing you how to set up PayPal and Stripe, and basically we're going to be using PayPal checkout. So this is going to be something like this. And after you put the blueprint live, you're going to be able to set up these two things, not right now. If you are on our hosting, if it's a paid plan, we're going to do this for you. If it's a free plan, you are going to have to do this. But as I said, you have the tutorials to do this. The most important thing is that you do this once your site is running on the domain you want, because these two checkouts rely on the domain to be live. So make sure that the domain is all set up before doing that, okay? Let's go ahead, accounts and privacy. So, kind of complicated here, not that much, but I'm gonna try and explain. Basically, when someone buys from you, do you want them to create an account? Now, if you're just selling digital products, probably not. You don't want them to create an account. So this allow customers to place orders without an account is probably going to be checked because you don't want any extra hassle. You just want them to put in their name, their email address, and maybe any other information that is required to purchase. And then once they purchase, they get access to whatever it is that they purchased. And if it's just PDFs, the PDF is going to they're going to get the PDF in their email. If it's going to be a course that they have access to, if you are using this with our membership tier, then we've already set this up for you. But just so you know what you're doing, basically, if you allow customers to place orders without an account, then there's no automation to auto enroll new users into their paid membership or the course you created. But for the reason here we're doing this is I want to help you get leads and clients. So I would leave this checked. Yes, they can place orders without an account, because we want to make this as easy as possible for the user. Once they have bought it, you're going to manually add them to your course, if that's what you're selling, wherever it is. This way you can have a course, I don't know where you're having it, in Kajabi and Thinkific or any other place. So all you want is people to just pay you through this, and then you will take care of onboarding them, because you'll be getting their email, you can get in contact with them, you'll be using their email to create an account somewhere else. So let's not worry about that. Allow customers to place orders without an account. Allow customers to log in during checkout. If they don't have an account, then take this out. Allow customers to create an account during checkout. Take that out. And take this out also. So basically, this is the settings you're going to want for lead generation and sales. Unless you want them to create an account in your website, but that's more complex. You're gonna have to have a learning management system installed. We have that in our membership tier, but we do that all for you. So I'll probably make a tutorial on that, but we don't need to know that right now as of yet. So these options leave as is. You don't need, if you want to read it and then make a decision, okay, but you don't need it for what we're gonna do. Go ahead and say save changes, and then let's go ahead to emails. Yep. All right, so these are all the emails that are going to be sent when an order is made. So basically, where you see an email, you should click on manage and change the email address to your own email address. Otherwise, we will be getting your email. So go ahead and click on manage and then change the email address and click save. Once you've done that, do that for all the emails you see a recipient email for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one here. Go ahead and change the name of the email. This is the name of the sender. So you would probably put in the name of your website here. As you see, we have yours on websites. Change the from email address to your email address. And when I mean your email address, I mean an email address that's associated with your domain. Because if the sender email address, this part, is different than the domain is being sent from, it'll end up in spam. That's one of the filters that most email clients have to understand if spam is being sent. And you can go ahead and change some stuff here, change the colors. Basically, if you want to see a preview of the emails that are being sent, this is the preview. This is our footer. You can go ahead and change that here. What you do is basically just keep this so that the name of your site is sent here. And that's it. Change the color if you want, etc. And then you can preview your changes here. Always remember to save, otherwise you will lose your changes. Integration is if you want the website to know where your user is located. So you can just click here and it'll explain how to use the MindMax geolocation system. You're gonna have to paste your license here and then say save. Advanced, I don't remember what it is. Well, let's go check it out. These things should be already set because we run the wizard, but as you see, there's gonna be a cart page, checker page, and my account page. Terms and conditions is not automatically created, so what you do is just go to pages, add new, call it terms and conditions. I don't know, usually terms and conditions should be written by a lawyer. You can hit us up. We have this service, but I would not worry about this just yet. I mean, if you start generating money, then please do this because then you might run into problems. But otherwise, don't worry about this. Don't touch this area. Don't touch this area. And then click save for secure checkout. You can click on this. I don't want you to have problems, but basically this should be checked. The only problem is that while you're testing on your local machine, if you downloaded our blueprint, you probably don't have HTTPS activated. So this should not be checked before your site is live. Then checkout, you can choose, there's some settings that you can choose for your checkout, and but this is only for your traditional e-commerce experience. I think the funnel system, you're not able to modify the checkout fields. Okay, let's go back to your dashboard. Click on dashboard. You should see this. So that was just this part. We still have to set up your lead magnet and your core offer that's going to be generating new clients. So let's, I'm going to stop the video here, and I will see you in the next video to set up the lead magnet and the core offer.